All right, video running, audio running. So I guess the proper way to start is welcome back everybody to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. Hopefully if you're just listening, I would highly recommend for you to go watch at least 5 to 10 seconds of the video just to see how funny I look. I'm wearing the only piece of I guess it's considered clothing, right? A scarf is considered clothing. So I'm wearing the only piece of clothing that I own that is NWSL slash Houston related. Unfortunately, I don't have anything Dash related, and that's my bad. But you know, it's a new year, so well, I mean, we're almost done with this year. But before I get into all that, and I'll give my explanation of why I'm wearing what I'm wearing and where I'm wearing it. Let me just give you the social media for the podcast. It's QuattroQuattroDos, QuattroQuattroDos, and you can find of course, the podcast and all the podcasting sites, and you can also find it under dynamotheory.com, and then you can find the podcast page on Instagram. And you can also find the YouTube channel, of course. And you can see all the videos for this, and then all the interviews that I've done. And I'm still trying to get into do the kit series. Hopefully, if whenever I settle into my new job, I'm able to get more free time, and I'll be able to do those. But for now, you know, we're just sticking to the online stuff. And you can find me, of course, Chris Putallaz, CRISPUTALLAZ on Instagram and Twitter. I want to just say that I have posted a tweet on Twitter, and they got liked by Visali, Houston Dash player, and by the Coach James Clarkson. So I think I made it. I think I can retire now from the Twitterverse because I think I'm famous now, right? Does that consider? I can be considered famous if two people that I guess not look up to, but you know, that I support and follow like my stuff, or do they have to follow me back? But I don't know. But just in case, Coach Clarkson, Visali, and tell you all your lady friends at the Dash, follow your boy. I know you probably have better things to do, but you know, I guess a boy can dream, right? But yeah, the stuff that I'm wearing right now, like I said, is the only scarf that I have that is NWSL related, and it was actually from the 2016 championship that was played here in Houston. Honestly, I don't even know who won, but it doesn't matter because you know why? The Challenge Cup was won by the Houston Dash. So there's actually going to be a party going on this Thursday. You should be listening to this on Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, there's going to be a huge party between 5 and 6:30 p.m. at BBVA Stadium. I was about to say Compass, but they're not Compass anymore. There's going to be a drive-through celebration, so if go check that out. It's going to be cool to celebrate the ladies. And also another reason why I'm wearing that scarf like this is because your boy's getting a little bit chunky. And, you know, in the shirt that I'm wearing it's a pretty badass shirt, not going to lie. See if you can see it. It says Houston. But let's just say that the body of your boy is not up to par. I told myself I was gonna run 25 miles this month, and I was gonna bike 100. But your boy got lazy, and I think I only biked like 50 to 60 miles, which is not bad. You know, 60 miles on a bike for a non-biker, I think is good. But I ran 0 miles. So yeah, I sucked at that. But you know, a new month is coming up, and I'm not gonna give myself any numbers because then I can't keep them. So yeah, that's a rule number 1 that I've learned. Don't put it out there on social media because people can hold you accountable for those things. So that I will keep personal to myself. But yeah, scarf is coming down, so let's go ahead and cover the fatty Mike Fatty over here. But it is what it is. Let's get going. I have actually a lot to talk to, but I'm gonna try to stick to 2 tops, 3 different things. I don't want to give you guys a lot of stuff. So I was given some advice from fellow listeners, I guess, and they told me to kind of keep it, 1 to 2 topics, max. So because I tend to go everywhere, and also that would give me enough time to actually go into depth into some of the things that I want to talk about. Because as you've been listening by now, I tend to talk a lot, so it kind of keeps it in a good amount of time that I can actually talk a lot about the stuff that I want to talk about, and also kind of I'm not running everywhere. But before I go into anything, let's go ahead and talk about this new championship that the city of Houston has. Of course, as you might know by now, QuattroQuattroDos is basically a podcast, obviously, that you're listening to, of course, but I wanted to dedicate like the soccer culture here in Houston. And what is more Houston than the Houston Dash right now? They are the NWSL Challenge Cup champions. First championship, first time making it into a knockout round. It was great. They played great soccer. Started off with a 3-3, and everybody thought, it's going to be a little bit shaky. But, we had to trust the process, I guess. I was fortunate enough to talk to 2 people that knew about the Dash a lot more than I did. And they gave me a lot of confidence in this team. Talked to Haley. She's with actually the Dash podcast. And she knew a whole bunch about this team, about the players, about soccer in general. And then I also talked to, I'm terrible with names. But her name is Sarah. There you go. I remembered. Sarah, who is actually one of the founders of Bayou City Republic. I don't know why I did this, but it's this. Bayou City Republic, which is the official, I guess we can say that, right? The official supporter groups of the Houston Dash. You're going to see them in every Dash games, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to see them this Thursday. Don't forget, tomorrow, Thursday, go celebrate with the Houston Dash over there at BBVA Stadium. So I talked to them about this team, about all the players that were coming in, some of the players that left, what we were looking, what we were going to look like kind of going into this tournament. It was a new team with a lot of new players that were coming in. And they responded very, very well. Oyster, Mewis, and Groom were some of them that came in from these trades and stuff like that. And perfect trades, right? But I had some names, and I put myself some names that I could not think of, but they stood out to me in this tournament, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be all the ones that you may know. And I apologize if I don't name all the other ladies, because obviously this is a team effort, right? But here I actually pulled up a list of all the players, because I don't want to leave anybody behind. So I pulled up the list. But let me just give you the one-word adjective that I put for these specific ones that I could kind of remember and that I could think of. I promise that, I told Haley and I told Sarah that this year was the year that I was going to, one of my, 2020 resolutions was to follow women's soccer a little bit more. And obviously with this, y'all made a great fan out of me. But, these are some of the names that kind of stood out to me and that were kind of a little bit more known than the others. And that this tournament, they killed it. So let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to give you, of course, Rachel Daly. She was a freaking beast. That's what I put down, beast. I don't know if that's an adjective, but in this instance, we'll put it down as an adjective. Let me see here. Dash roster. Just so we can name everybody, because I think everybody deserves to be named in this team, right? So yeah, Rachel Daly, what a beast. Golden Boot, 3 goals, right? 3 goals. An MVP of the tournament. Like literally a difference maker in this team. Every game that she played with freaking heart and soul, and literally fought every ball. And like you can see how much of a difference she made in this team. Like she literally, not only as a captain, like she was a great captain of the team, because she was being the one motivating all the girls, and like just basically putting her heart out so they can go out there and fight with her. And I think they were able to build that trust, that commitment for each other, and be able to fight. Like it was a really good thing to watch. Whenever she would give those circle speeches, this is our circle, our circle will not break. Like it would give me chills. But yeah, Rachel Daly, I think, very well deserved to get MVP because she made a difference. She was literally the most valuable player in any team. Jane Campbell, the second captain, or the co-captain, I guess we can say. I mean, she was literally the reason why we made it into the semifinal, right? Because I didn't watch the semifinal game. I was at work, so I was able to watch the quarterfinal and the final, of course. But literally stopping 2 penalties, one of them hit the post. But in the first game, she looked very shaky. Not criticizing, but also we got to learn from our mistakes. I think talking to Edson from down in the valley. Sorry to bring you down under this bus with me, but we talked about how Jane at that 3-3 game, she had she made like a poor decision when setting up her wall, and that kind of led into those. And also that third goal was kind of shaky. It was a weird ball, but she redeemed herself in that game in the quarterfinal when she stopped all those penalties. Not only that, but she was a freaking wall. Like she had some really, really good saves in this whole tournament. So Jane Campbell, I just wrote down wall. Like I said, it's probably not an adjective, but now it is, right? Mewis, freaking, I put killer, because literally she is. I don't want to compare her, but she is like the Elise of the dash, I guess. Or honestly, I guess we can just say Elise is the Mewish of the Dynamo, because to be honest, she is obviously the most successful one out of them two, right? Mewis in the final. Not only in the final, but the final you saw her, I guess, shine more just because she was able to draw the penalty. But she freaking fought like the whole tournament. Like you can see her fighting down that left flank and just fighting for every ball and putting all those crosses and stuff like that. And I wrote down for Mewis, killer. And she was. I saw all this video saying that I've never won anything, which is surprising because knowing her skill, you're like, man, like, is it really that you were in so many shitty teams? But I'm glad she was able to fit in this team really well, and I'm glad that she was able to finally win something. And I think she got a very well deserved party. We saw the pictures, so don't try to hide Mewis. I'm sure you weren't because of all the freaking bottles that you had. Obviously, you weren't hiding from anybody, but you deserved it. You earned it, and you can drink all the beers you want as long as you stay, healthy and safe for the season coming up. So Mewis, killer. Prince on the right. So my adjective for her was unstoppable. Literally, these girls cannot stop Prince on the right side. So imagine, like, you had freaking Mewis on the left, Prince on the right, Prince going down the line all the way down, putting those balls in. Generated a lot of chances for the team. Also had some shots on goal. So yeah, Prince, just keep doing what you're doing. I think if we have this momentum going, I think we're gonna have a great team coming up. They're saying that the NWSL wants to start, like the tournament back up here in maybe like in a month or two. So hopefully something, they're able to get back into it, and hopefully this team can evolve like towards the future to be a better team than what it is right now, right? Groom, I put a fighter. Welcome to Groom Airlines, Groom Air, right? Also, I think I believe she had the same amount of goals as Rachel had, 3 goals, and you would think, her, like, physically she's not the biggest person out there. She's not the biggest girl in the world, but this girl is a fighter. Like, she's a little skinny, on the skinny side, you would think, right? But she does not back down from a fight. And like literally those goals that she scored, the one that we all know about, like that made her the air groom, up high in the air, pass from Rachel right into her forehead, basically. And then the final dagger here in the final, being able to run around the goalie and stuff like that. You know, she was just a fighter. Oyster, dude, my respects to Oysters. Megan Oysters. Megan Oyster, I put down warrior for her. Because literally, I mean, I don't know if it was broken completely, but people were saying that it was a fractured rib. Bro, let me just say this. 99.9% of men playing in the MLS's back tournament right now, if they would have had a fractured rib, they would have been at home right now. Not crying, but they would have wussed out. And like, you see freaking dudes, like, they have a thumb injury and they get out and they sit down. Dude, Megan Oyster was playing a final, busting her ass with a fractured rib. You don't see that a lot, especially from, I mean, I'm sorry, like, to make this comparison, but like from men, right? Men are super wusses when it comes to like injuries and playing with injuries. Like, oh, I rolled my ankle, you know, I'm gonna sit out this game. It's like, come on, bro. Well, I mean, I completely understand, right? But I mean, I don't know. I just think it's badass that you were able to go out there and fight how you fought with a freaking fractured rib. So I put you down. I put you down as a warrior. Schmidt. That's a pretty funny name. I don't know if you guys seen New Girl. Schmidt. Funny guy. But Schmidt, you know, I put clinical. I should have put technical, right? Clinical seems kind of weird. Sounds kind of doctorish. But very technical. That penalty in the first 5 minutes, nothing. Not even a freaking sweat. Just put it to the right of to the left of the goalie. The goalie went right. Just beautiful. And also fighting in the middle. I think she won like a whole bunch of balls. The recovery that she had was great. I mean, she basically held down the middle. She played right in front of the line of 4 in the back. Very badass. Control every ball. I mean, the Dash played a really, really good tournament. Like, from beginning to end, they were pretty good defensively, other than the first game. But like, they were pretty solid, pretty good. You know, passes. Like, I think as the tournament kept going, they were getting better and better with those passes, right? And then the last one that I have on my list before I start just naming all of them is Visali. Shout out to Visali. She actually liked my post. Sorry, I know I mentioned it, but I thought it was a great achievement for my part. I try to be funny in these freaking tweet posts. I consider myself somewhat of a comedian. I know I'm not that funny. My wife tells me that every day. But, you know, I try to be funny here and there. But Visali, other than me loving saying your name because it sounds very Italian, Visali, I put you down as tough. Also, not a big girl, and also a great dancer, by the way. Not a big girl, but this girl is tough as shit. Like, whenever, everybody has seen by now the way that she like stepped up to who was it? Vero, I think it is Veronica or some shit from Spain. The Spanish girl from, I think it was, who was she from? It doesn't matter because she's a loser. Well, I mean, in the game sense, right? She's not a loser because obviously she's getting played to play soccer. I'm here sitting in my fat ass, literally putting the mic on my fat so I can record. But yeah, Visali stepped up to it. I think Vero thought, you know, oh, she's little, she's gonna back out. But nah, she like literally stood up to her and she was like, "What's up, B? You know, what's up, B? Throw some hands." And Visali was ready to. She looked ready to throw down. So shout outs to Visali. I put her down as tough, very tough. I wouldn't fight. I wouldn't want to fight Visali. Let's see here. Let's go, dude. First of all, this is a ginormous name and it's very difficult. But Bridget, I think you know that you knew that this was coming, right? Bridget Andrzejewski. Jaworski. Hey, I apologize. I'm new to this. I promise I'll learn your name. I should have probably done this before, huh? Of course, Jane Campbell, Alicia Chapman, very good in the back. Rachel Daly, Amanda Dennis, a goalkeeper. Jamea Fields, Shea Groom, Haley Hansen, Lindsay Harris, Megan Kelly. Any relation to Megan Kelly? Just kidding, stupid joke. Cece Kaiser went in the second half to hold it down. Veronica Lasco, Kayla McCoy, Krista Mewis, Christine Nairn, Kaylee Naughton. I'm sorry, I can't say those names. But you actually did a really good job in the back, so shout outs to you. Megan Oyster, of course. Nichelle Prince, of course, on the right. Ali Prescott, she played really good games on the first couple of games. I think she played right back really good there. Cami Privet, Sophie Smith, clinical, technical. Erin Simon, Katie Stengel. I think she also played in the back really good. No, I'm tripping. She's a forward. I'm stupid. And then, of course, Brie Visali. 5'2". That's crazy. You're short, but you're tough as shit. So, shout outs to you. You are the shortest one, I believe. 5'2". Dude, 5'2". I don't want to get hung up on that, but 5'2". And she was tough as shit. All right, but yeah, congratulations to all the ladies from the Dash. 2020 Challenge Cup. Can we say world champions? Whatever. World champions. I mean, shit, baseball says that they're world champions and they don't play with anybody other than the freaking Canadian teams. So I guess we can say world champions for you too, right? Might as well. Take it. But yeah, let's go ahead and shut this chapter over for the NWSL / also NWSL. Pretty badass the way, you guys organized everything. 20, and I was going to say 20,000, but that's not true. 2,000 tests for this COVID crap and no positives whatsoever. Pretty good organizing skills. I mean, you guys are women, so obviously your organization is going to be a lot better than these clowns over here playing on TV, right? By these clowns, I mean the MLS. And by these clowns, I don't want to offend anybody, but, it's not the NWSL. Also, dude, all these teams coming in, badass, right? The Angel City, St. Louis, and hopefully more. Shit, I want this league to grow and, get some competition, get some games going, And also, Thursday, don't forget, I'm actually going with my whole family. I told my wife we were going, so I was actually going to I was planning to actually do an interview, but unfortunately, the people are not. One of the guys is not available, but at the same time, it's cool because I'm able to go to the stadium to go celebrate the first championship. So nice. It worked out perfect. So another thing that I kind of want to talk about was I was going to talk about the Champions League, which is coming up here the 7th, and not this weekend, but the next weekend. But I think I'm probably going to leave it for. I don't know. I'll talk about it later. Or maybe talk about it now. Who knows? You know when I do these podcasts, I go everywhere. So just bear with me. Let's see. MLS is back. Let's talk about the MLS. Let's stay home. Let's talk about NWSL and the MLS. I'm not gonna talk about the Dynamo, so don't worry. Actually, I'm gonna talk about the Dynamo whenever I talk to these two guys that, well, you probably heard it. Oh shit, Cincinnati's beating Portland. Oh shit. But yeah, MLS is crazy. Like I said, Dynamo, I'm gonna talk about Dynamo with Tony and Hector from Dynamo Fans for Change. So we're gonna leave homeboys over here to the side for a minute. But they have it coming. Don't worry, they got it coming. That's probably gonna be next week. So be on the lookout for that one, and then also go look at that one. Go look at the previous episode that I did with them. I believe it's like episode 13, 14 maybe. I don't even know what episode this is, but it is what it is. But let's talk about, dude, so many surprises. Columbus just lost. I had Columbus winning the whole thing, and I was shocked. Just because, well, I don't know I didn't think Minnesota was going to be this strong, to be honest. I mean, they tied 1-1, and they beat them in penalties. But it is, a win to win, right? So penalties it is. They're going over there and they're playing. Let me just pull up here who's going to be playing these quarterfinals. Because they got interesting. San Jose beat Real Salt Lake, I believe, last night. And then what's his face? Seattle lost 5-2 to LAFC. LAFC seems like the candidate now, just because they're freaking wrecking everybody. Yeah, San Jose beat Real Salt Lake 5-2. LAFC beat actually Seattle 4-1. Minnesota just beat Columbus. Cincinnati right now as I speak, I don't know if it's going to change. It was beating Portland. Kansas City beat Vancouver in those penalties. How about that kid, the goalie? I can't think of his name right now. Hassan Hattai? I don't know, something like that with an H. That dude was saving everything. I mean, he's a good-looking kid too. So he's gonna get a lot of clout. Is that a word? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I just said it. NYFC. Surprisingly, I had Toronto also playing in the final against Columbus. They beat, NYNC beat Toronto, and then the Union beat New England 1-0. And then Orlando over here also beating Montreal. So that's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. Let me see. I don't have this ready, but this is how you know I'm not a professional. But yeah, the next game that's coming up on 7:30, I think today's the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I can't use my phone because my phone's recording. Yeah, today's the 28th. So in 2 days, we'll have Philadelphia Sporting Kansas City. That's going to be a good game. I think of course, all these games are going to be good because it's literally the last of the last. Orlando's playing LAFC, another good one. San Jose is killing everybody right now. They're playing Minnesota. Hopefully, we'll see how that happens. NYFC is playing, I believe, the winner of this one, of Portland, Cincinnati. So, yeah, of course, because that's the last game left. But MLS is getting interesting. I mean, honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this interesting. I was actually going to stop watching after the Dynamo lost. But I was like, nah, let's I haven't watched soccer in like 4 months. Let me just stay with the home league here. And also, as a good segue, because I wanted to talk about how shitty the other leagues are. And I'm not saying, like, obviously, you probably were like, what? Like, is he really saying that the MLS is better than the other leagues? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it is more competitive than the other leagues. And hear me out. Because here, I'm going to pull up a search of MLS champions. And then that's going to give me a list. But let me just tell you what I found out a couple days ago. So Juventus, of course, if you have not been living under a rock. Whoa, that was a burp. I apologize if you heard that. Water break. Sorry. So Juventus won their 9th year in a row. And you're like, godly, bro. Like, 9 years in a row you're winning championships? Like, that's freaking stupid. All right? Well, I mean, it's not that it's stupid, but it's just like, how uncompetitive is this league that for 9 years in a row, the same team has been winning this goddamn trophy? Like, I'm looking back, like, let me just sit back and think about what I was doing 9 years ago. 9 years ago, first of all, I didn't have any kids. I have 3 now. I've been busy. Let's see, what was 9 years ago? Now it's 2020, 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Dude, I was fresh out of high school. Well, not fresh, but, 2 years out of high school. Graduated 2009. 2011, 2 years out of high school. I was probably still working a shitty job somewhere. Yeah, dude, like, I can't even remember so I'm 28 right now. Minus 9 is what? 19? Dude, I was 19. I don't even think I was dating my wife. No, because we've been together 7 years. 7 years? She'd probably kill me if she listens to this. Good thing she doesn't listen to my stuff, right? She's my number 1 fan, but she doesn't listen to my podcast. But that's another story. Probably, I don't think you care about this. But yeah, dude, 9 years ago, it was a whole different, like, I was in a whole different life. Dude, I have an apartment now with freaking like kids are sleeping right here on the other side of this wall. Like that's just mind blowing. Portland just tied 1-1, by the way. Mind blowing stuff. And these dudes have been winning the league for 9 years straight. Like that makes no sense. And then also, so that's the Italian league. You know, personally, I don't really follow the Italian league. It's kind of boring to me. And then you go to the next boring league, which I thought it was going to be interesting, but which was the German league. Bayern Munich has been winning the league for the past 8 years. Same exact thing. What the hell are we doing? What's up with all these teams being not like, is anybody fighting for these titles? Like 8 years in a row, like you guys have a monopoly on these cups. Like this is just disgusting. Like what are we doing, Germany? What are we doing, Italy? And then you're like, oh well, let's just look at the other leagues. And then you're like, well, let's check out the French league. I was gonna say the Paris league, the French league, which has been freaking monopolized by PSG. PSG has won 7 of the last 8 cups. What in the heck is going on in Paris? I mean, I think I know, and if you're watching this video, you should know too. It's money. And then you're like, well, it can't be that bad going into the freaking Spanish league. And I apologize to all my Barca fans, and all my Real Madrid fans. This might hurt your butt a little bit, but don't get butt hurt. But 15 out of the last 16 league titles have been won by either Real Madrid or Barcelona. Bro, come on. I've never seen these numbers like this. And I apologize to Juan, the only Juan from Peña Madridista here in Houston. He has become a really good friend. And also Victor from the Houston Coolers. But I mean, I don't want to talk down, but you know how some people say it's a 2-horse race. Like honestly, the numbers are not lying. I'm not a numbers guy myself. I'm terrible with numbers, but dude, 15 out of the 16 years, 2 teams have only won this goddamn cup. Like, give people a chance. And this is what the point that I'm trying to make. Because then you're like, okay, well, you know, there's one more league left, which is the Premier League. And the Premier League, it's more, like it's a little bit more competitive. Manchester City tried to monopolize it, but I think there's a good mix of like big teams in England. So out of the last 8 years, 5 different teams have won the Premier League, which is pretty cool, because that's where you won from a cup. That's where you won from a tournament. That a bunch of teams, and you really don't know who's gonna win it. So like the last 8 years, yeah, I'm gonna name them out: Liverpool, City, Manchester City, Chelsea, then Leicester City. I can never say that, bro. These names are gonna kill me. Like, I want to go to England so bad to watch a game, but I think they'll probably kick me out because I can't pronounce half of the damn names. Leicester City. You guys know the ones with the little fox on the freaking thing, on the chest, on the crest. Leicester City, then Chelsea again, City, and then United. United hasn't won in freaking 8 years. It's about time United does something. They made it to the Champions League, so I guess that's that, right? But I mean, that's pretty good. I always thought to myself that the Premier League was probably the better league out of all the European leagues, and I think this confirms it, because the numbers obviously don't lie, right? So, but then now let's look at the MLS. This is what we got. So Sounders were the last ones. Atlanta before that, ATL. Toronto before then Sounders again. Timbers, Galaxy, Kansas City, Galaxy, Colorado Rapids, Real Salt Lake, Columbus Crew. And that's going all the way to, and then 2007, of course, Dynamo, Galaxy again, DC United, Earthquakes, Galaxy, Earthquakes, Wizards. Well, I'm going too far, but literally in the let's just do the last 8 years, since we're doing 8. We have seen Sounders, Atlanta, Toronto, Sounders again, Portland Timbers, Galaxy, Sporting Kansas City. Yeah, that Sporting Kansas City is where? 2013. So yeah, so in the last 6 years, 5 different teams. That's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying the MLS is the best league out there, but it's for sure one of the most competitive ones. Like, and I think that's why yes, we're adding more teams, but I think that's the beauty of it. Like, I think if you're not an MLS fan and you're listening, I don't know if you would listen, because if you're not an MLS fan, why would you listen to an MLS podcast, right? But this is a soccer podcast, so listen to my podcast, comment, subscribe, and all that crap, right? But yeah, like, this is a competitive league. Like, the numbers don't lie. So I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but all I'm trying to say is that the MLS has a very good potential of becoming one of the better leagues in the world. I believe that right now we're probably in the top 10, if not in the top 5. And that's a statement right there, because you do have like the Argentinian league, the Brazilian league that are pretty strong. But other than that, well, I guess you can say the Mexican league is pretty strong, just because they have the money to pay for some players. But I mean, I think I guess it's safe to say top 10, maybe not top 5, but top 10. Because of the basic numbers. Like, Italian league has been monopolized by Juventus. German league has been monopolized by Bayern Munich. French league has been monopolized by PSG. Barcelona and Real Madrid basically monopolized the Spanish league, and the Premier League is like the most competitive one out of European leagues. And then other than that, I mean, of course, we live in America or the United States, but of course we follow this league, right? But compared to all the other leagues, we are very, very competitive. Like, you have teams like coming up here and there. I mean, I'm surprised LAFC hasn't won. I mean, of course, they're pretty new, right? But I think LAFC will win a cup in the next 2 to 3 years. Who else? Who else can we think of that is going to be good? Columbus Crew has an amazing team. I thought they were going to win this tournament. Shit, Minnesota is giving everybody a run for their money, of course. Let's look at the last teams. Philadelphia, they haven't been lucky, but I mean, they've been having pretty solid teams lately. Who else? San Jose. I mean, I was thinking Columbus was going to win it, but now San Jose, I think, is going to win it. Those were my two teams that I had to win it all. If Columbus wasn't going to win it, it was going to be San Jose. So it seems like how San Jose is leaning towards that. So I'll be rooting for that. And even though it has Almeida, which as a Boca Juniors fan, I'm supposed to hate, right? But it is what it is. But I'm not going to talk about the end of the Premier League was pretty cool. Pretty nerve-wracking. But also, when the time comes, I consider him a friend. I mean, I don't know if he does, but we chatted once or twice. Paul from Wolves Houston. He's working on a new project, and whenever that comes out, I'll make sure that I let you guys know. But yeah, we'll see what happens next. I'm just gonna leave it at there. I think I rambled for a long ass time, but yeah, my two topics for today were about how the MLS is growing. It's very competitive now, and then of course the ladies are killing it. So don't forget, come celebrate with everybody, and come have fun. It's gonna be quick because everybody's gonna be on their cars, but let's just have fun in a responsible manner so we can freaking get rid of this whatever thing that's going on. And I really want to go back to a freaking stadium. Like, I miss it so much. But especially now that I was able to actually go into the freaking matches and live it in a new total different way as a media member. But yeah, once again, shout out to the Dash. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the time, and hopefully we get to enjoy more time with you guys as fans. But other than that, don't forget, follow the podcast QuattroQuattroDos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that. I'm trying to get to 100. I am nowhere close to that on the YouTube channel, so if you can help a brother out that would be great. I really appreciate that. And then, yeah, I got nothing else. And don't forget to follow your boy also if you're looking for some mediocre jokes. Chris Putalaz, CRISPUTALLAZ, as in zebra. And then QUATTRODOS for QuattroQuattroDos. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a lot, but hopefully you guys stick with me, and thank you for listening. If you have any anything you want to say, don't forget, leave it in the comments or just hit me up and stuff like that. I'm looking for people to do interviews, so if you know anybody or if you want to jump in, hit me up. We'll do something together. So peace out. See you guys later. Have fun. Be safe. Don't be stupid. And let me go ahead and shut it down. See you guys later. Bye-bye.